You.
Let that shit ride, 88. These folks got to hear this shit, Saucy.
I get fall into no trap. Please don't ask me for no hangout on the text, won't answer back. I work hard to be on top, dodging the fall like my ex. I wake up in different places, different cars, get different sex. Really don't play about this shit no more. Fuck what they doing, we ain't losing. Actions change the closet, up the trip got super stupid. Business booming, I just laugh when they think I make this on music. Hated on me the whole time, congratulate me like they know it. Boys around me had the way out, had to get it on my own. Niggas ain't give me shit, no food up in my plate, not even a bone. Black get caught up just like ops if he switching and moving wrong. My brody got shot by his blood, that's why I always move along. Those enemies ain't for them boys, it's close. If I see that you jealous, I don't want you close. If you telling a bitch, we know you a hoe. They say that they die for you, promise they won't. Them niggas ain't down, them niggas ain't low. Soon as you fall, them boys gon' go. Respect for your bitch, they gon' take where you go. I only stay down for me and I go for me, cause it's only when they want the song come out when they be mad. I know they be hating. Only worry about the business they pay me. Money for when I'm sleeping. I gotta get to the check, secure the bag. Fuck it, they hate, fuck it, they mad. Love ain't real, it come with a tag. I can't fall in flat, no track. Bitch, don't ask me for no hangout on the text, won't answer back. I work hard to be on top, dodging the fall like my ex. I wake up in different places, different cars, get different sex. Now they give me.
Yo. We live, baby. Just make sure the audio was all good, my guys. What the fuck is going on, man? Shout out to Mazuma Nation. Shout out to the Mazuma Mob. We in the building, man. This Mazuma TV, yours truly. On the road to 1K, man. We almost there, bro. I lost a subscriber, man. I don't know who I pissed off. It must have been a Charlo fan. I don't know what it was, but regardless, we took one step back. So, you know what I mean? I got to get a couple steps forward before this night over. You know what I mean? But shout out to the mob. Shout out to the nation for doing their thing, man. Doing their thing. My live commentary. In less than a day did 1.1 thousand views. Not bad. J Cash, what up? Not bad for somebody with less than 1,000 subscribers, man. I had that many people tuning in. And then that quick post that I put up with Terence Crawford ripping Jermell Charlo after the fight did 2.4K. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely was a good night. And one of my reels before that with Tevin Foreman getting that one punch KO, 2.6 thousand. So shit really on the up and up right now, man. I'm really starting to see the progression of my hard work. Yeah, I saw that shit, bro. At this point, bro, I don't even pay no mind. I ain't gonna lie to you. When I was a young boy starting this YouTube shit, when I was like 18 years old, I got videos from 7 years ago. And I used to really like be self-conscious about like people disagreeing with me on here. And I was like real like unsure of like my opinions because I'll be chilling. Like I'll say something I really believe and then I'll get cooked in the comments. And I'm like, damn, just me being young and inexperienced is like, I'm like, damn, like these, am I wrong? You know what I'm saying? So that shit used to really like get to my head. But man, at this time, man, I could give a fuck about somebody disagreeing with me or not. If you want to come on the platform and share your opinion with me, let's have a dialogue, chop it up. But if you just here to talk crazy, bro, and be disrespectful, you just gonna get blocked, and that's just what it is, bro. Yo, Sharon, what up? Appreciate that. Notes, thank you. J Cash in the building, of course. Yeah, my guys already stepping in, man. I got 6 people in the live. That's what's up. There's a few things I want to talk about today. I pretty much spoke about it. I dropped 2 videos today, man. I dropped Canelo Alvarez has 2 fights left on PBC deal. Who's next? I'll get into that a little bit. You know what I mean? Try to be as realistic as possible. And then the video that I dropped like a few hours ago, I spoke on Jermell never believing he could beat Canelo. You know what I mean? He laid down for the check. Both of them dope videos, man. Go check them out. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. You know what I mean? Leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think, man. But we gonna get a little deeper into this situation because I feel like I could get more off on live. You know what I mean? When I do videos, I be too worried about like the time. You know what I mean? Because I feel like everybody got like ADHD and shit, man. People don't really. A lot of this shit microwave nowadays, so it's like you gotta get straight to the point, explain it, and then wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? But on live, we kicking it with the people, we having a conversation. It's like barbershop talk. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, get them niggas out of here for sure. But yeah, you know what I mean? I feel like we could chop it up more on here and really get deeper into what's really going on with this boxing shit because, man, them Charlos, they disappointing, man. They disappointing. There's a lot of dysfunction going on between them two dudes, man. I don't know exactly what it is. Let me turn this AC up because it's getting a little cold in this bitch. But yeah, bro, it's a lot of fuck shit going on with these Charlo brothers, man. If y'all don't know the Charlo brothers, y'all pretty much don't watch boxing. Both of them dudes are world champions. You know what I mean? Came up together. It was always a debate on who was better between the two guys. At one particular time, Jermell had the edge, and then later on down the line, Jermell started accomplishing more. So they've been in competition with each other. You know what I mean? High key, not low key, high key, throughout their career because they don't have no problem saying it in front of the cameras who they believe is better, or who's really the big Charlo, and all this shit. You know what I mean? And who was getting off and sparring. And there's a lot of competition between them two dudes. You know what I'm saying? And both of these guys, what they have in common is they wanted to face Canelo Alvarez. They both genuinely felt like, well, at least from what their mouths were saying. What does this say about Derrick James? I said this a couple weeks ago back when Earl lost to Crawford. I don't think it's necessarily Derrick James, bro. I think that what I really think it is that styles make fights, and it just so happened that Derrick James fighters are going up against guys who that have the advantage stylistically. Looking at the Terence Crawford and Errol Spence fight, it was pretty safe to say that although Errol Spence was fundamentally sound, Terence Crawford edged a lot of those departments. You know what I'm saying? In all honesty, I thought Spence was going to win based off of his grit, his determination. But I always knew on the skill set side of things, I knew Terence Crawford had the edge. It just so happened that there was something about Crawford that I didn't really take into consideration, and that was his own strength. You know what I mean? He showed to be stronger. He showed to be the harder puncher, which is a difference between physical strength and punching power. He edges about in both. He just so happens to have the faster hands. It was just a bad stylistic matchup, so I really can't blame Derrick James for that. Now, in terms of the Jermell and Canelo fight, that's all on Jermell. That had nothing to do with Derrick James at all, man. Jermell just looked like he was mentally not in it. He looked like he was checked out. He looked like he lost from the opening bell, man. He lost from the opening bell. That's exactly how it looked to me. It seemed like he was defeated off of the rip. He respected Canelo too much. He was gun shy. He didn't really want to take any chances. He refused to do any 50-50 exchanges during this fight. It was something that was out of Derrick James' control. As trainers, you got to understand that we can only do so much. You know what I'm saying? There's only so much we could do to really get in our fighters' head to make them believe themselves. You know what I mean? We do play therapists at times. We do give our fighters a lot of mental reps, but at the end of the day, it's up to them to ultimately come to the table and rise to the occasion. I think Derrick James did everything he could to put Jermell in the best situation possible to win. And in all honesty, I feel like Jermell kind of went against what Derrick James suggested because he wanted Jermell, if you watch the previous interviews, he wanted Jermell to come in lighter for this fight. He wanted Jermell to come in lighter so he could be more agile and be closer to his fight weight, which he performs best at. You know what I mean? He's probably the best 154-pounder in the world right now. You know what I'm saying? He wanted him to come in lighter. He wanted him to come in the low 60s. This is what Derrick James had been saying a couple times. On top of that, Well, not on top of that. What ends up happening is this dude Jermell comes in right on the weight. He comes in like 167.4 or something like that. So now you're trying to come in as a full-fledged super middleweight. I think that's where he made the mistake. When you look at guys like Floyd Mayweather, who he only jumped up to 154. The heaviest he would come in is 150 pounds. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really care to put them extra 4 pounds on. Why? Because he felt best in the 146 to 150 pound area. And for what Jermell said, he only put on like 6 pounds. He only had put on like 6 pounds after the fact. He said he was only like 172, 173. I honestly believe him coming in lighter, he might have gave Canelo some more issues. You know what I'm saying? His feet didn't look as fast as it did at 154. His hand speed didn't look as fast. He didn't look as explosive, and you could tell. And that's what happens when you put shit in these guys' heads, making them to believe that there's something that they're not. There was people pushing this whole narrative that Jermell Charlo was bigger than Canelo. He was never bigger than Canelo Alvarez. He was taller. This is not height classes. This is weight classes. Let me say it again on my Dr. Umar shit. This is not height classes. This is weight classes. If fights were based off how tall a motherfucker is, Shaq would have been the greatest of all time. Yao Ming would have been world champion. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit doesn't come down to height. That shit only does so much in a fight. Canelo is the bigger man. Canelo has been at 168 for years. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused. That's a fact. But on some real shit, bro, all jokes aside, what made people think that Jermell was bigger than Canelo? Do y'all see how big Canelo looked at that weigh-in? That motherfucker, he like his frame is huge, bro. Wide torso, fucking abs sticking out like a fucking action figure. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, Jermell looking like he's real hydrated, looking low-key soft in the midsection. You could tell that that's not really where he's at. You know what I'm saying? And they was doing the same shit. Bro, this is so similar to Kell Brook and Triple G, I'm telling you. Well, Kell Brook moved up 2 weight classes to fight Triple G because he didn't want to give Earl the satisfaction of being him first. That's just the reality of the situation. He moved up 2 weight classes, and they were talking about how Kell Brook was just as big as Triple G. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Triple G is a full-fledged middleweight. He will never be able to make 147 pounds. And Kell Brook was doing it continuously throughout his career. So that should let you know who bigger. You know what I'm saying? And when they stepped in the ring, when Kell Brook was looking all full and hydrated, they was like, oh my God, he's actually a middleweight. Oh. Then when he got in the ring with Triple G, you seen a complete difference. You seen a complete difference between frames. You know what I'm saying? That power was different. He felt it right away and went into survival mode shortly after the knockdown. I honestly feel like he was on the move before the knockdown. But once he got dropped with that right hook, bro, and that shit caught him on his temple, he didn't want no more of that. And you could tell that he was in survival mode because after the fight, he was talking about, shit, I ain't getting knocked out. I ain't getting knocked out, shit. Like, what? All right, J Cash, I'll holler at you, man. Enjoy your movie night, man. But that's the thing. It's like, I don't understand, bro. I don't understand these Charlo brothers, man. They was going around pushing media. They was talking shit about Canelo since like 2014, bro. Calling him out for this long. But meanwhile, in the midst of calling this man out, you low-key admiring this dude. You're low-key idolizing this dude. You're low-key a fanboy of this dude. And you've admitted it publicly. Like, as a man, even if you felt that way, you shouldn't admit that shit to the people. Especially when you got a fight coming up against that guy. Why are you openly admiring this man? That's gonna make people not want to root for you in this fight or be discouraged to root for you in this fight because they're gonna feel like you have too much respect for Canelo. And what exactly happened I think that was Jermell who said that. Where you at, Cinnamon? You know what I'm saying? Like talking shit. Jermell was saying a little bit before the fight. He said that bitch can't beat me. Every time Canelo was fighting, he in the crowd talking about, man, he can't beat me, man. He can't beat me, man. Whole time you go in there, you got the final you have the opportunity right in your hands to do something, and you lay a fucking egg in front of everybody, in front of millions of people around the world. That's exactly what you do. So that let me know that, for one, you did not believe you were going to win. You did not believe you were going to win. You strictly came there for the check. It was already made up in your mind that you were going to lose that night. You were a defeated fighter before you stepped in the ring. That's apparent. Two, you really don't believe in that shit that you be talking about. So that let me know that you're not as confident as you play out to be. That's apparent. And then on top of that, now you running back around begging for the Terence Crawford fight now. Now the Crawford fight is something that you feel like you're entitled to now, when the whole build-up to the fight, you was telling Terence Crawford to leave you alone. You was telling Terence Crawford, leave you alone. I don't even know why he talking about fighting me, because after I beat Canelo, we going to do a rematch. I might stay up here. He need to get his feet wet at 154, man. Just leave me alone. What? And now your dumb ass get your ass whooped. You letting Canelo punch you all upside your fucking guard. He throwing hooks around your guard. You not engaging back. The little shots you was throwing, you wasn't fully committing to. You know what I'm saying? But this is the thing, Sharon. I believe so too. I think Crawford should take that. But now Terence Crawford going around talking about, man, he not even on my hit list no more, man. Like, he just got spanked by Canelo, all this shit. Like, he don't even seem like, he probably just talking shit. I'm sure he'll still take it, because at the end of the day, Crawford got 3 out of the 4 belts. So what I believe he should do, considering the fact that Canelo said that Crawford is not a part of the plan. This is something that I've been saying, because in Crawford's 3-fight deal with PBC, there's no way PBC is going to allow a non-PBC fighter, being Terence Crawford, to be one of the 3 fights. That's not going to happen. I'm telling you, it don't make business sense. And they got 3 fights left. They just knocked down 1. So you got 2. You got 2 fights. You think they're going to give one to a non-PBC fighter? Why? Their whole objective is to knock Canelo off the hill so they can have a superstar in their hands. Whoever beats Canelo out, if he's beaten in these 3 fights, that one fighter stock is gonna rise dramatically. If Jermell were to take this second fight, which most likely it'll be Jermell, from what Eddie Reynoso was saying. If Jermell comes back, he beats Jose Benavidez on that undercard. That Benavidez and that's gonna be a hell of a fucking. Oh man, probably Jermell and Andre gonna be getting into it too, because they gonna be on the same card. That shit gonna be funny as hell. But regardless, if he beats Jose Benavidez and comes back and made a fight Canelo, that'll be 2 fights right there. And then the third one, it has to be Benavidez. Either one of them dudes beat him. If Jermell was to beat him, he's gonna catapult to superstardom. If Benavidez beats him, considering that he's Mexican too, that fan base is going to jump ship like this. PBC is trying to knock Canelo off of the hill, man. They low-key want Benavidez to beat him so it could be a passing of the torch. That's exactly what they want. From what I understand, David Benavidez put it out in an interview where he said that it's going to be him and Andre headlining the card, and on the co-main event, it's going to be Jermell Charlo versus Jose Benavidez. That's what he said. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. I remember the All Access with Plant. That's exactly what he said, Rafael. Good point. He said, Canelo tired. I could beat Canelo. Then the IG Live, that beast can't beat me. His energy changed as soon as Canelo was in front of him. Canelo really bitched him. You know what was crazy? Canelo didn't really do anything. Canelo ain't do shit. He didn't talk shit to him. He ain't push the nigga. He ain't slap him like how he slapped Plant. He ain't do a motherfucking thing but just be there. And that was enough to intimidate Jermell. He didn't do shit. What the fuck did Canelo do? Canelo ain't even fucking do nothing aggressive to him, and that was enough to bitch him up. His presence alone intimidated Jermell. After all that shit he talked for all these years, this motherfucker get in his ring and lay a fucking egg, bro. That's embarrassing, bro. Now, you ran off with the check, right? All right, cool. You got you a nice little payday, but guess what? You lost respect from the boxing fans. So it's all money, good money. Yeah, that money gonna be there. That shit gonna take care of you and your family and all that shit. Cool, cool. You know what I'm saying? I paid $85. I bought it. Y'all niggas got my money. But when you walking out in public, you know there's gonna be some motherfuckers that be like, damn, man, like how you let Canelo do that to you, man? You supposed to be better than that. Which is gonna be like, oh, well, I got paid though. You gonna look like a clown. Not all money, good money, man. If Jermell would have really went out here and really tried to hurt Canelo and still lost, I would have applauded him. But it's the way that you perform that's the issue. And then you're all smiling, happy to be there after the fact, as if winning was never your priority anyway. Against Tony Harrison, you cried. It ain't a business day. No, that shit gonna hit tomorrow. I know that. I work at the bank. Or Tuesday. Unless he got that express wire. You know what I'm saying? Got to pay that little fee, you know what I mean? But nah, for real though. You cried against Tony Harrison when you lost. You lost, but against Canelo, you smiling? You smiling? Bro, there's nothing funny about that, bro. You losing to Canelo when you had the opportunity to overthrow him and become the next big star in boxing, you laughing over that little check you got right now. But I bet you that next purse you get gonna be lower than what you usually get. You can enjoy that little payday now. But you already know, every time you lose, your purse drop a little bit more. Your purse drop a little bit more. That $1 million guarantee you usually get, that shit might start looking like $600,000. You lose again, that shit might become $300,000. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that money was worth it, because now you're getting bashed by the fans, you're getting bashed by the media, and now everybody gonna start looking at you like you were goofy, because it's clear that you was a beat fighter before you threw a punch, champ. He might not give a fuck. He might be like, man, fuck what this nigga talking about. I'm up. That's cool. That don't change. That don't not make what I say valid, though. That don't make me wrong. You know what I'm saying? I would have rather Jermell had took chances and fought. And if he would have got slept, it wouldn't be that bad, because we could have looked back on the fight and said Jermell went out like a warrior. Exactly. Deontay Wilder, I'm going to tell y'all, a lot of niggas don't like him. Deontay Wilder, one of my favorite fighters. He always has been. He's not the most skilled dude, obviously. That's apparent. Any nigga who say that, like, bro, it's obvious. All right, nigga. All right, Sherlock, nigga. What, like, all right, what else? You know what I'm saying? Like, we know that. Why I love Deontay Wilder is because he continuously pursued the biggest fights. Nobody wanted to fight Luis Ortiz, bro. Nobody. He was ducked by everybody, including Anthony Joshua. He didn't want no smoke with him. Anthony Joshua ain't want no smoke with Deontay Wilder as well. That's a whole different story. But regardless, Deontay Wilder pursued the boogeyman of the division at the time. And I ain't gonna lie to you, when Luis Ortiz was coming up, that man was dangerous. Especially when he was on HBO. That dude was fucking heavyweight, jumping over the top rope on some Naseem Hamed shit. The way he did, bro, y'all gotta look back, bro. Watch that Brian Jennings fight. He did that Philly boy dirty, man. I was low-key salty about that shit. He was dangerous, man. He was dangerous. He was steamrolling everybody. Nobody wanted to give him a title shot. He was ranked in the WBA. Eddie Hearn signed Luis Ortiz just to keep him away from Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? He promised him a joint. He signed with Matchroom. They gave him a few little bums to beat up on. When it was time to fight AJ, Eddie Hearn act like he couldn't deliver after promising the man. You know what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder took that fight on, almost got his shit peeled, almost got stopped. Somehow found it in him to knock Luis Ortiz out. Then doubled back and rematched him and knocked him out again. Then took on Tyson Fury 3 times. When he was brutally stopped the second time, came back. Fury didn't want to take this fucking. He didn't want to. From what I understand, I don't know if it was a second or third fight, but Tyson Fury was trying to avoid the following fight. He had to take him to court to get the fight. Deontay Wilder went out on his shield. That man fired his fucking coach Mark Breland because he threw in the towel. He was like, nah, this is not what we agreed to. I told you to never throw the towel during my fights. You went to throw the towel, so now I got to make an example out of you. Was it right? Is it wrong? I thought Mark Breland saved his life. That's what I think. But Deontay Wilder is such a warrior, he don't give a fuck about his life being saved. He would rather die than go out like that. And I will always respect that type of man. I will always respect that type of man over a man that makes the choice in his head that he don't want to fight no more, or that he doesn't want to win. Win is not important to him anymore. Jermell Charlo went out like a hoe. He went out like a hoe. Everything that Terence Crawford said in them tweets was valid. Straight like that. Y'all could clown Deontay Wilder all y'all want. Anybody. That man went out like a real fucking warrior. All that warrior shit that all these fighters be talking about, Wilder really represent that. These niggas wish they was like that. They not like that, though. Wilder went to sleep in that third fight with Fury. No problem. Never heard him complain about it or anything. Wilder never ran from smoke. He went towards it. Jermell felt that fucking heat in that kitchen and got the fuck up out of there. That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? Don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it, Scotty. I was rooting for him too. I just didn't trust his character. Like, it's a difference between, you got to understand that, especially in boxing, bro, you got to learn how to separate your heart and your mind. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a life lesson in general. I feel like everybody should learn how to separate the two, because your heart might want something that might not play out, that may not make sense logically. That's what your brain is there for. You know what I'm saying? In my heart, I wanted Jermell Charlo to win. I wanted to see that black man win. I wanted to see him have that legacy defining moment. I wanted to see I wanted to see the world stop. But in my mind, just knowing what I know, seeing that man body language, and I'm not a body language expert, but there's some shit that's blatantly obvious to me, right? Even in his interviews, bro, if you want to know what a nigga really thinking, just let him talk. And that's what Jermell do. He talk, and the more he spoke out about the fight, the more you realize that this dude was really a fan of Canelo. So why would I trust that man's intentions going into this fight? You know what I'm saying? Shit that you really got to take into consideration, bro. Got to separate the brain from the heart, because they got two totally different ways of thinking. You know what I mean? Yeah, Lorenzo Charlo didn't want to win the fight. He didn't want to. It was clear as day. Yeah, that nigga went from a lion to a house cat. That's crazy. That nigga turned into my boy Garfield back there. Bad John. I was very disappointed at Jermell Charlo. I was the only Mexican in my group rooting for Charlo. I hope David Benavidez gets the opportunity to beat Canelo. He has the tools to dethrone Canelo. George, I completely agree with you 1,000%. And I think the difference is that Benavidez don't respect Canelo. He don't respect him. That's not his idol. 25 people run up those likes. Facts, bro. 27 people now from what I see. Hit them likes, man. Hit the like button, man. Share this video if you can, man. But the more he spoke, the more he didn't want to smoke. I think the more he spoke, the more he revealed he didn't want to smoke. I think he was like that the entire time. I think he just understood it was a nice little price tag on. It was a nice little check on the line. So he was like, fuck it, let me go get this shit and go back down. You know what I'm saying? He even said in the post-fight press conference, at this particular time in my career, I just want the big money fights, and it's hard for me to get up against these upcoming dudes. Like, man, you already see what Jermell type Tommy on. He got all them belts and became a mercenary. Was Fury gloves sus to you in the second fight? I think the way that he was using them was suspect. I don't think the actual gloves were. I don't think the commission would have let him slide with him having no padding in the gloves. But the way he was manipulating them was illegal. You know what I mean? Fury had been caught with him like pulling his gloves down a little bit, so he could hit you with the side of the hand with no padding on the side. You know what I'm saying? It was the way he was manipulating them. The gloves itself, I don't think they were illegal. The way he was using them was illegal, though. I think this performance hurts the fight between him and Bud. Yeah, it does. It does, because Terence Crawford going to be stuck in a little messy situation. If he beats Charlo, he's going to be like, oh, he wasn't the same as the Canelo. If he loses to Charlo, oh, you lost to a guy who you know what I'm saying, that lost to Canelo. You wanted to fight Canelo, you just lost to Canelo's leftovers. So I can really see that happening. You know what I mean? But more specifically, he's not going to get a credit if he beats Charlo. You know what I'm saying? That's what I don't understand, Scotty. That's I was speaking about that with my guy Chris that was here. He probably in the chat right now. It's CJ Gutierrez Boxing, one of my fighters. He came over to watch the fight with me last night, and he was like, bro, like, he's in a win-win situation, so I don't understand why he won't go out on his shield. And I'm like, what you mean? What the fuck going on? Somebody coming up. But that's what I was saying. Like, what I don't understand is he was in a win-win situation. Like, if he lost, he dared to be great. If he won, he just became a two-time undisputed world champion in two different weight classes. So how could you really lose in that situation? You know what I mean? I don't trust Jermell either. They on the same type of time, bro. They both look up to Canelo. They both idolize him. And we seen based off of Jermell's history that he frees up when shit get real. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man done got pressed by Danny Jacobs outside the ring. He was all stuttering all over the place. He done got smacked twice by Caleb Plant publicly and did nothing about it. Didn't get no get back. So this dude, it's not far-fetched to say that he may freeze in the moment with Canelo as well. You know what I'm saying? All these dudes do all this talking, bro, and they're not like that, bro. They're not like that. They go around with these mean mugs and be treating the fans like shit. You know what I mean? Smacking phones out of fans' hands and, you know what I'm saying, talking all this crazy shit. But they're not really like that, bro. That's them overcompensating for being turkey. That's just what it is. Yeah, that was the body language of a defeated man, Scotty. That was the body language of a defeated man. I'm not saying every time you kneel that you a defeated fighter. You might need that time to clear your head, but though even prior to that fight, prior to the knockdown, he didn't look like he wanted it at all. He did nothing significant throughout the entire 12 rounds. What was Charlo's best moment in that fight? When he landed a hook after getting dropped? That hook didn't do anything. Canelo ate that shit and continued coming forward. This is what it is. In Charlo's mind, his biggest claim to fame in his fight yesterday was him lasting all 12 rounds. Yeah, he was saying that. He was like, shit, I ain't get knocked out. I ain't get knocked out. I was like, all right, so what? What you went through, we would have respected your performance more if you would have got knocked, if you would have took chances and got knocked out. The fact that you decided to go on survival mode and refuse to engage with Canelo and just absorb punishment through 12 rounds, showing complete cowardice is like, bro, we don't respect that. We don't respect that. Yeah. I thought he looked defeated 3 rounds in. I was like, this dude don't want to fight. I'm like, all right, the first round, I'm like, oh, all right, he probably just trying to fill Canelo out, see what he come with. Second round, I'm like, all right, he's going to need to step on the gas soon. Third round, I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Fourth round, I was like, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I see what type time you on. Some people start slow, you know what I'm saying? Him moving up 2 weight classes, I was like, maybe he going to start slow. But I seen Canelo had a nice little sweat walking into the ring. Like, he had done a lot of rounds on the pads. Like, I knew he was going to get right to the shits off the rip. You know what I'm saying? He got right to it. Canelo usually comes into the ring like bone dry. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen that little sweat he had on his face and, you know what I'm saying? Even like his hair was like sweaty and shit. I'm like, oh, all right, that motherfucker must have did like 8 rounds on the pads or something before he walked out because, yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, after the 4th round, I was like, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? I seen Canelo nice and warmed up. I said, oh, this motherfucker gonna start off fast. You know what I'm saying? And Charlo had a nice little sweat too. So I'm like, all right, let's see. Maybe we gonna get to the shits early. Nope. Not at all. I don't get fighters that get in the ring with Canelo. It's like they get starstruck in Canelo's presence. Canelo is just a regular dude like them. He bleeds red just like them. They treat him like he's a god. Exactly. And the nigga just lost not too long ago. So why the fuck is y'all still like pressed as if this dude can't be faded or something? He just got punched on like 3 fights ago. What the fuck is y'all so hype about? I don't get it. He's very beatable. It's been documented, like watching fights, there's several ways to beat Canelo Alvarez. You could beat him with a jab. You could overwhelm him with volume. You could outbox him. Shit is there. You just gotta look for it. But these dudes, not everybody built for these type of moments, man. That's what make a good fighter. That's what separates a good fighter from a great fighter. How the way you respond to adversity and how you rise to the occasion, all that shit. But Jermell has a good jab, but it was like he was just punching to keep Canelo off of him. It was like, man, just stay away, just stay away, just stay away. Like, he did not want to push the issue at all. He said, I could have went forward a little bit more. Bro, you didn't go forward at all. You was on the back foot the majority of the fight. Only time you was pressing forward is when Canelo was trying to lure you into a shot. Or whenever he wanted to show his footwork. You know what I'm saying? But what did y'all think of that Jesus Ramos and Erickson Luben fight? Because I'm seeing some mixed reviews. I'm gonna have to go rewatch it. Initially watching it, I thought Jesus Ramos' aggression. I thought Jesus Ramos' combination punching. I thought his body shots were pretty effective throughout the fight. I thought Jesus did enough to win, man. That's what I thought, but I'm seeing like a few fighters. I seen like Gervonta Davis applauding Luben. I seen Richardson Hitchens applauding Luben. Luben was going on Instagram talking about niggas don't know shit about boxing. There's some people that's on Luben's side that they thought that he won. And all 3 judges had Luben winning convincingly, man. I think one had it 9-3, 8-4, 7-5. I'm like, damn. Not one judge had Ramos winning. Wasn't a draw in sight, nothing. And I'm like, how? Lorenzo said Charlo lost 10 pounds of water weight in that fight with the amount of moving away from Canelo. Shit, yeah, he got a nice little 3-mile running in that motherfucking 12 rounds for sure. And I'm not one of them type dudes that be like, oh, he's running when he's really outboxing the motherfucker. I consider running when you're in defense mode with your hands up and you not trying to initiate any type of offense or anything like that. That's what I consider running. Now, if you using your feet, you setting traps, you keeping that jab on him, you turning him, you know what I'm saying? Then that's not running. But when you clearly in survival mode and you're just moving around, tying up, not trying to initiate any offense or anything like that, then that's running. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely what Charlo was doing. He never decided to take the fight into his hands, man. That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it for sure. What else? Elijah Garcia is the truth, man. That kid is only 20 years old. He's putting on performances like that. This dude has been stomping opposition at 160 lately, bro. Resendiz was tough. I thought he even hurt Elijah Garcia early in that fight. But the way he was confident with his defense in the pocket, the way he placed body shots, the way he turns his punches over, the way he doubles up his shot, body, head, body, the way he variates his punches, how accurate his left hand is. He's tough. He's durable. That kid's gonna be an issue for them dudes at 160, man. And I just seen an article on boxing saying he hopes to be a mandatory for a world title shot soon. They believe, PBC believes in him. They throwing him in there with some dogs. You know what I'm saying? See, people had Ramos. Charlo didn't put on enough muscle. He looked the same at 54, but he just wasn't as cut. I don't think muscle would have helped him in that situation, John. I don't think muscle would have helped him at all. I think what would have helped him would have been him being light and agile. I think his feet, along with his offense, would have done him more justice. You know what I mean? But I just think it was really a mental thing. He was on that AB shit, that gun shy, you know what I'm saying? Not wanting to engage, but I think it was all a mental thing. I think even if he put on muscle, if he had that same mindset with that muscle, it would have been as good as nothing. His mental wasn't there, bro. I don't think anything he would have done would have been enough to beat Canelo because his mind wasn't in it. He was a defeated man off the opening bell. Show me one moment he had in the early rounds where it looked like he was trying to take over the moment. You can't name one, man. I'll tell people they need to watch you. I feel like you do better takes on boxing than these commentators they have at Top Rank. So I appreciate that, George. Thank you. That's one of my goals. One of my goals is to become a commentator for one of these networks, man. Top Rank, Showtime, DAZN, whatever, bro. I would love to do it. I haven't been really presented the opportunity lately, man. I feel like a lot of dudes don't really respect like my boxing mind at this particular time. Because if so, they would have been gave me the opportunity. But I'm gonna just continue to make my videos, man, build my following, and I know eventually they're gonna offer me something. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Resendiz stop Heard. That was a good win for Garcia. It was a great win. I thought it was a tough fight going in, and best believe it was. I thought that was a tough matchup for Elijah, but he handled his own, bro. He handled his own. So shout out to Elijah, man. I would love to have him on my show. I would love to interview that kid. I think he's gonna be world champion. Pacheco is the guy. Yo, Pacheco is nasty, bro. Pacheco is nasty. He slept on too. I don't think DAZN pushing him hard enough, man. I would have loved to have seen how they would have worked him on PBC. You know, PBC, they take care of the Mexican dudes, man. I think Pacheco would have did all right. And I watched his amateur fight against Lorenzo Simpson, bro. Pacheco could box. He got skills. He not just like this come forward, beat you up kind of guy. He has tools. Yeah, I mean, he got a couple different dimensions he could go to. I respect Pacheco, man. Commentators for boxing are usually nerds. Like, what did Chris Mannix do to talk on boxing? I don't even know where Chris Mannix even came from. I feel like he just popped up. I don't know if he was like a sports writer and they just gave him an opportunity. I don't know nothing about Chris Mannix though. But I don't like how the way he be disrespecting. Like, I feel like he really be disrespecting Sergio Mora. Like, he always like he try to like discredit his opinions and shit like that. I'm like, yo, Sergio Mora was one of them dudes at 160. He done been through it. Like, you better respect that man's opinion on some real shit because he really done been through it. He know what them fighters feeling in there. So it's like, what the fuck? Like, why you going out? Why you feel so confident to like degrade a man's opinion when he's been through it when you haven't been? You probably can't even. You probably don't even know how to step into a jab for real. And you trying to tell this man something about boxing? It's crazy. What about Carmel Moten? He smoked boy in the first round, man. Carmel did really well. I seen the video. That was impressive. He got a first round knockout against an undefeated dude. Good shit. Shout out to Carmel. Okay, Ralph watched it over again. He still had Ramos winning. You had it 7-5. He felt Luben start getting his rhythm in the ninth, but it was too late. Do you think Ugas should retire at this point after his loss? I don't think he should retire because of his loss. I think he should retire because that eye is definitely a problem. It looks like unfortunately it's like a recurrent injury. I think Earl really did something to that man's face where it's not taking punishment how it used to because Barrios was just hitting him. Barrios dropped him twice, don't get it wrong, but that jab alone, Keith Thurman said that was the best jab he ever been in the ring with, and Barrios' jab was clicking last night, man, and it essentially swelled up that eye again. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's the same eye though. It looked like this time it was the right side. I don't know what side Earl broke. Let me know if that's the same orbital bone that Earl broke. You know what I mean? But it seems like that's a real serious injury. Maybe he didn't give it enough time to heal, but that's bad, man. That's not something you should continue going through in boxing, especially if you're fighting at a high level. People are gonna continue going after that weakness in your face, and you might end up becoming blind. That's not something you really want to deal with. You want to have your vision 100% correct. You know what I mean? You don't want to lose an eye because you staying in the sport too long. Ugas is 38 years old, man. He beat a legend. He's gotten a lot of money. He's became world champion. He's done a lot, man. He don't got nothing to hold his head about. He beat Manny Pacquiao. He fought Earl Spence for a unification fight. And he's made a couple dollars. I thought he got robbed against Sean Porter. He's fought some of the best dudes. He's come back from losses. He had a hell of a career, man. There's nothing he needed to hold his head about. He did what he could. See? Yeah, it's the same eye. So with that being said, are you going to continue risking that eye? Because I know if that continues to be a thing, you may lose sight in it. Okay, Teach had 115, 113 for Luben. All right, I got to go watch it, man. I got to go watch it and formulate my own opinion. I felt Luben got in the more clean hits. Jesus looked active with his aggression and keeping on the ropes, but he didn't get anything off. Experience over youth. Okay. Luben definitely got some experience, man. He done been through the trenches early. That Fundora fight was brutal. Jermell fight ended quick. Terrell Goucher, he got rocked. He done been around the block. He done experienced some things, you know what I mean? So he got a win over a former unified champion, Jason Rosario. He's done some things, man. So much respect to Luben. Like I said, first watch, I had Ramos winning, but I'm going to go back, watch it, really slow shit down and break it down round by round. And I'm usually pretty accurate on my scorecard, so I'm going to let y'all know for sure. But, yeah. I would love to do commentary, man. I think about that shit all the time. When it's all said and done with me in boxing, I want to do I want to do everything that's involved with boxing, bro. I mean, with my chronic illness, you already know it's not really possible for me to become professional or anything like that, let alone the amateurs. But when it's all said and done, I would like to ref a fight. I would like to judge a fight. I would like to promote a fight. I would love to commentate a fight. I think that'd be super dope, man. I would like to do everything that there is to do in boxing. So that'd be dope. But yeah, we got 20 people in the building, man. Hit the likes, man. Get them likes up, man. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. I had somebody unsubscribe to me today. I don't know who it was. I don't appreciate that though. Y'all niggas holding up the progress. You know what I mean? So let's tighten that shit up. Let's get some subscribers to bounce back off of that L we took today. You know what I'm saying? I was at 935. I checked. I got 934. I was like, well, damn. So let's try to get this shit back in order, man. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Terence Crawford, man. Shout out to Terence Crawford for giving Jermell them words of wisdom, man. You know what I mean? Terence Crawford spoke straight facts on that boy. You know what I'm saying? He said, you should be ashamed of yourself. That's what had me cracking the fuck up. Terence Crawford was like, you should be ashamed of yourself. That shit was the bid, bro. And I read that, I was dying laughing. I was like, bro, I gotta post this up on the channel, bro. Like, Crawford be talking some cash shit, dog. He said that. He said he got spanked like Canelo is his daddy and all this shit. I'm like, bro, Crawford be talking some mean shit, bro. I hate that Terence Crawford is so reserved because in all honesty, bro, if he was more like talkative, if he was more like open to the people, you know what I'm saying? I think that he would be a much bigger name. Imagine if Terence Crawford would have took on that Pretty Boy Floyd approach where he talking shit. Crawford got a little witty way about trash talking. You know what I'm saying? He talking about, man, he not even on my hit list no more how the way he went out. You know what I'm saying? But for real, man, Crawford about to do this rematch with Earl at 54. They gonna get that shit in. Most likely Crawford gonna get him again. And he should go right after that Tim Tszyu fight. They just announced Tim Tszyu as the full-fledged WBO champ. Full-fledged WBO champ, man. So now what? You know what I mean? You gonna let Tim Tszyu rock out that WBO belt when you can become a 4-weight class world champion? Come on, man. Let's get that shit done. As soon as he fight Brian Mendoza, you should be pushing for that fight. You should be pushing for that fight. Canelo not gonna fight you, bro. Let's keep it a buck. PBC is not gonna allow. They not gonna offer a non-PBC fighter for Canelo to fight on a PBC platform when he's only limited to 3 fights right now. He's committed to a 3-fight deal. They're not gonna let Crawford be one of them unless Crawford signed with PBC, which I highly doubt. I think he traumatized from the whole top-ranked Bob Arum situation. So for real, I think he's just looking to do his own shit. And that's what Mikey Garcia did. Mikey Garcia, after that whole top-ranked situation, he was like, man, fuck that. I ain't signing not one of those slave deals again. So he just started like doing like 1-fight deals with PBC and DAZN. He was going back and forth, man. Whatever fights he wanted, he would deal directly with whoever the top dogs was at that company and just work shit out. Mikey Garcia was an extremely underrated businessman in boxing. You know what I mean? That's why Mikey Garcia, after that Earl fight, bro, he didn't really give a fuck about boxing no more. He was set. I think he even got like $8 million to fight fucking Jesse Vargas on the zone. Correct me if I'm wrong. But he made a shit ton of money, bro. When DAZN was handing that money out, Mikey took advantage of that. He got a nice little bag. You know what I mean? And he got some good investments going on. Shout out to Mikey. He's one of my favorite fighters all the time. You know what I mean? Who you want to see next? I'm really looking forward to seeing that Usyk and Fury fight. Of course, I'm looking forward to the Benavidez. Notes, you said there ain't no more boxing for 2 weeks. Who next? Who's next after these 2 weeks? Notes. Uh, maybe I'm missing somebody. I don't know who's coming up. Mikey Garcia was the fucking man, bro. I love that man's style. And 126, 130, man, that motherfucker was a problem, bro. A problem. Man, I knew he couldn't beat Earl. I knew he couldn't. I knew it was too much set against him. But, bro, at 130, 135, bro, there ain't too many niggas that could fuck with him, bro. I'm telling you. He was a fucking monster, bro. The way he did Dejan's lactation and the way he beat up on Adrian Broner, I think he had one of the easiest times with Broner in comparison to all the dudes that beat Broner. I think he had an easier time than Porter. I thought he had an easier time than Maidana did. Like, he just schooled Broner, bro. You know what I mean? Mikey was such a big puncher at 26 and 130. I was like, bro, I don't know if niggas fucking with him, bro. And he was so fundamentally sound. Like, everything was textbook. He fully extended his punches the way that he would turn his punches over. He had a beautiful 1-2, bro. Went to the body good. Had solid power, bro. He was at them lower weight classes. He broke Maidana ribs in sparring. Like, Mikey was the man. And I heard that Mikey was, like, one of the very few dudes that Edwin Valero wasn't knocking out. You know what I'm saying? They said Edwin Valero was beating the dog shit out of everybody in sparring, knocking out Eric Morales and all this shit, beating up on De La Hoya later on in his career. They said Mikey wasn't having none of that shit. They said Mikey wasn't having none of that shit. Valero was Valero, so he probably was getting off on a younger Mikey, but I'm saying, like, Mikey wasn't getting stopped. You know what I'm saying? It reminded me of when David Benavidez was sparring Triple G. Benavidez was talking about how Triple G was knocking out sparring partners back to back to back. He was like, man, I'm going to get in there because he ain't doing that shit to me. And he said he gave Triple G everything he was looking for. You know what I mean? So, Mikey, I say all that to say Mikey was the man, bro. Love Mikey. It's just sad that he wasn't passionate about boxing how, like, he was supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like, he was just one of those dudes that he didn't really love boxing. He was just good at it. You know what I mean? I seen a post from Boxing Ego. It was saying that Shakur has said that he doesn't want Crawford to fight Boots and that Crawford should only focus on big fights. Well, I think he's just saying that. I think he just copy and pasting whatever Bomac and Crawford are saying themselves. Shakur like their little brother, man. So, of course, they're going to rock with whatever Bud and Bomac say. But that's kind of fucked up that he don't want Boots to have that kind of opportunity because from what I understand, Shakur and Boots are cool. So if that's your man, how you say it is, if y'all cool, y'all got a relationship, why wouldn't you want to see Boots fight Terence Crawford? That fight could change his life. You know what I mean? Change his life for the better, put him in a great financial situation. Why would you not want to see that if that's your guy? You could be cool with both dudes and still want to see the fight happen. Like, if you say, yeah, I would love to see Boots fight Crawford, then I'm sure that wouldn't offend Crawford at all. What? Do you think Tank Davis, 58, could be the 56-year-old Mike Tyson? What? Mastermind, what the hell are you talking about, man? Yeah, I think Tank will fuck Mike up right now. Yeah, I think he would. Mike Tyson was talking about how he was getting his ass whooped and sparring the whole Roy Jones camp. Yeah. He too fast for Mike, man. Mike reflexes ain't all like that. He would get his shit put fucking with Tank. Right now, Tank too fast, bro. He not gonna be able to hit Tank. And Tank got some elusive shit going on with him. Mike would not hit that man. Not right now. I wish Mikey mastermind off that old English. He off that OE. You don't think the weight disadvantage would be too much for Davis? Not really when he's that high up in age. It might have been if Tyson was younger. Tyson was in his 40s, it might be a problem. But you talking about late 50s going into early 60s. I don't know if the weight gonna mean that much when he's that much older and his reflex is not there, and you know what I mean, his speed not how it used to be, his footwork not how it used to be. His punch resist as you get older, your punch resistance goes down as well. That's shit that you gotta take into consideration. But that's like meaningless to talk about. I don't understand that, Mastermind. You better than that, man. What's going on? I wish Mikey had fought Luben at 35. Well, apparently they were both interested in doing so, but because Bob Arum and Mikey had such a strained relationship, I don't think Bob Arum would have allowed Mikey to have that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes went to court. They was in court for years. Mikey was contemplating retirement. He didn't want nothing to do with boxing. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes really fought it out legally. A lot of shit went left in that courtroom. When he was finally able to free himself out of that deal, I know Bob Arum was like, man, listen, I'm not fucking with him no more. You know what I'm saying? So I think that had to do more. I just think it was a bad situation. Maybe if Loma was with PBC, they would have made the fight happen. But because he was with a promoter that he done had a strained relationship with, it was just difficult to make happen. I don't think Bob would have gave Mikey that opportunity at all. Tank should start training with Canelo at some point to help him if he wants to jump up in weight. I don't think Tank is looking to jump up in weight. You know what I'm saying? I think he's gonna stay between 135, highest 140. I think Tank is just at a real disadvantage if he goes up to 147, man. I don't think that's something that he should be doing. He's real small. Next gen off that OE too. Nah, I think Tank is great exactly where he at, man. I wouldn't recommend him going to any different trainer. He got a trainer that built him since he was a baby. You know what I mean? Calvin done raised that kid. You know what I'm saying? That shit deeper than boxing. I wouldn't want Tank to be with anybody else but Coach Calvin. That's just me though. I would hate to see. I know at one time Tank was training with what's that dude name? Mike Stafford and when he was with Broner. No, not Mike Stafford. Who was the other dude? That was down in Florida. Was it Mike Stafford? Or was it Kevin Cunningham? I think it was Kevin Cunningham. He was training with Kevin Cunningham for a little bit and shit like that. But for the most part, I think he always had a good relationship with Coach Calvin. You know what I'm saying? KSI on the 14th, man, I don't give a fuck. No disrespect to you at all. Notes, you my guy. But, well, actually, I do give a fuck. I hope Tommy Fury knock his ass out or get him the fuck up out of boxing, bro. So, yeah, never mind. I changed my mind. And the way that Dylan Dennis, whatever the fuck his name is, the way he been talking crazy about Logan better put hands on that man, dude. He better put hands on that man. The way he talking shit about his fiance and all that shit. That shit gonna show a lot about Logan. He better not go out like no turkey fucking with Dylan. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just leave that shit like that. Actually, I am gonna watch that shit. I ain't gonna buy it. I'm gonna find my ways to watch it. But you know what I mean? Just leaving this casino, picking my bread up off Charlo. Okay. Who you got? Tank versus Valero? Mikey Garcia said Cuellar hits as hard as Valero a long time ago, and Tank stock. Well, Jesus Cuellar was already on his way out, man. He was already washed up by the time he ran in the tank. But I don't know, bro. Valero was a fucking animal, dog. It's just that he as soon as he started to gain some momentum, that shit happened with him, unfortunately. So we won't really know how great Valero was and what his weaknesses would necessarily be. I don't know, man. I can't really answer that. But I know he would have gave Tank a hell of a fight. But that aggression may have played the disadvantage because that would have left a lot of openings for Tank. But they both was very capable of hurting each other. Mark Breland is an excellent trainer. Yeah, he definitely is. He was a good fighter as well. He didn't live up to his full potential, unfortunately, but um, George, we know that, man. I think you kind of snitching out here, bro. You snitching on yourself, George. That's one of the main ones I use. Though I got a few different streams that I fuck with. I got one that a lot of people don't know about. I'm gonna just leave that shit like that. I don't think that, I think this one right here, I think is better than the Stream East. I think that's better than the Stream East, but I ain't gonna tell nobody it. You know what I'm saying? We gonna leave that shit alone. When I'm telling you that motherfucker clear, that shit don't even stutter. That shit don't do nothing. I'm like, ooh wee. You know what I'm saying? De La Hoya said Valero was the hardest puncher he ever felt. De La Hoya used him as a sparring partner during his camp for the Pacquiao fight. Yeah, and they said Valero was beating the dog shit out of him. But De La Hoya was already contemplating retirement at that time. He wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? And he was a dead man walking into that ring with Pacquiao. Pacquiao drained that man to the fucking bones. So, yo, no, send me a DM, homie. I got you. I will only pay for a pay-per-view if it benefits boxing. I'm not buying no fucking KSI and Tommy Fury fight. Sorry. It's interesting because they talking shit to each other. But besides that, I ain't watching that shit. I'm not paying for that shit. But I'm going to get up out of here, y'all. You know what I mean? I got to get me some sleep. I got to start work early tomorrow. So I'm going to have to get up off out of here. I'm going to put some videos up. Trinidad versus Money Mayweather would have been fantastic. Hell yeah. I would love to have seen how Mayweather dealt with that style. That might have, I don't know, man. I think Floyd probably would have outboxed him. But Tito would have gave him a hell of a fucking fight. Would have gave him a hell of a fight. Because at 147, I think Tito is top 3 greatest welterweights of all time. See, this nigga's a fucking troll. Greg Hager versus Canelo. Come on, dog. Get up, get that man meat out your mouth, dog. The fuck out of here. What the fuck is you talking about? Yo, Slime, yeah, you definitely hopped on late, bro. But it's all right, man. It's all right. We're going to be on the live tomorrow and the next day. And the next day. And the next day. And my motherfucking Mr. Krabs voice. But, yeah, I already know, bro. That dude, he keep popping up and talking crazy, man. It is what it is. Fuck him, bro. That's probably the dude, what the fuck was his name that we had to kick out? Real Talk. That's probably Real Talk. You know what I mean? You know he ain't go nowhere. You know he be watching on the low, not saying shit. But all right, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that was tuning in. All 21 people that's on the live right now, please like, please subscribe to the channel, bro. Leave a comment, share the video if y'all can. We on the road to 1K. We almost there, baby. We almost there. Shout out to the nation. Shout out to the mob. I'll be making, yeah, Real Talk still, man, for sure. Yo, God bless everybody. I hope y'all have a safe night. I hope y'all get the best sleep possible so y'all can start your day on a great note, man. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Yeah. You feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? All right, y'all. Let me get up out of here, man. Shout out to the nation. Shout out to the mob. I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Y'all have a great night, man. Peace. Oh, shit. Hold up.